All right, I am here, braving the weather, braving the elements with the one, the only, Joy Behar. She's back, people. She's back. You know, when there's a weather event, I just assume I'm not going to see you for several months, but in fact, you're here very quickly.
Well, I was out of town, but then I drove in on Saturday so that I could be
Yes.
here for you today.
For me, because I believe you called me Genghis Khan, I think, over the weekend.
Did
right?
I?
Yes, like I don't want to be badgered by Genghis Khan, which is
You should be flattered by that.
I kind of was.
I mean, Genghis Khan, come on. I didn't
Of
say...
all the dictators you've accused me of being,
Yeah.
that's a good one.
I didn't pick, Ho Chi Minh.
No. I appreciate that. And it's very heavy testosterone, actually, Genghis Khan. I like it. How are you braving the storm? What's it like for you in the city? The city never gets it as bad as anybody else because the
Well, it was
streets.
pretty bad.
Well,
you could
yeah.
look out the window and see it was pretty bad. There was no one on the street.
Yeah, I've been
Just a
in
bus went by once in a while.
I've been in a hotel for 2 days, as you can tell by the what I'm wearing, and I'm down to the last dregs of my.
Oh, you love being in a hotel. Stop playing.
No, I don't. I want to go home. I want to see my family.
Really?
I'm going today.
It's only a night. Can't you be away from them for a night?
I came in on Sunday afternoon, and it's now Tuesday. So it's been some time. But now it's going to snow more tonight. It's going to snow more on Thursday night. It's going to snow more next week.
But
I
not
can't
a
take
lot
it.
of snow on Thursday, I don't think.
I think a couple inches. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I think like 4 or 5 inches again. It's ridiculous.
On Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get out of here early.
I'll do the best I can. Let's talk about some of the stuff you missed. So we had the Supreme Court strike down Trump's tariffs.
What are we doing? Hot topics now?
Yeah.
I thought this was supposed to be fun.
Okay, we can do fun. What do you want to talk about? We did the State of the Union today. You going to watch it?
Of course I am.
Yes.
People are saying don't watch it. Of course I need a laugh.
Yes.
I mean, he's hilarious.
It is fun to try to predict what's going to be said and what's not going to be said and all
I
this
mean,
kind of
I
stuff.
saw him the other day. He was doing a, what do you call that? It's a press conference. I read, he goes, I read. I'm a very good reader.
Mm-hmm.
What president says that? Is that something that Abraham Lincoln would have said? 20 years. See how I wrote that?
Mm-hmm.
See what I wrote? Get out of here.
What have you read lately? Anything good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you writing a book?
I'm curious. I'm trying to make conversation. You don't want to do hot topics. I'm trying to have a conversation.
What's another hot topic?
All right, let's see. What's another hot topic? Let's scroll down here. Oh, all right. This isn't a hot topic for the show, but it's a hot topic about the show. And that was our guest co-host last week, Savannah Chrisley.
I liked her.
I know you did. The audience, I can't tell. The loud social audience that follows our show was very aggressively against the idea of her guest hosting.
Yeah, I read some of that.
Yeah. Were you surprised by that? What do you, they just.
I saw some of it, and I thought that some of it was mean against her. She's a nice kid. She's a girl, a young kid, to me. And I don't like when the left on social media is as hateful as the right, because I'm the recipient of the hatred from the right.
Mm-hmm.
And I know how that feels, and it hurts her feelings. And you're anonymous out there. Why would you mimic the right wing of this country? Don't do that.
I think
We're better than that.
Their perspective seems to be that in this dangerous time, you can't put people on there that are downplaying the faults of the
Yeah, but that's
president.
called The View.
Right.
No matter how dangerous you think that during the Hitler period it wouldn't have helped to have a show like this where they could debate Nazism?
I don't know.
That would have helped a lot.
You were on that show, weren't you?
I should have been.
You would have been great.
Yeah.
You would have been great. It's funny because before she came in, Savannah said on a podcast, and she said to me that she thought that you and Whoopi in particular were not going to be nice to her. But
Really?
she was wrong about
Why
that.
would she say that?
I think because if you don't watch the show, the idea of what you guys say and do on this show is twisted by social media, by clips,
Right.
by
Don't
bad
believe
faith
that. Don't believe what
headlines,
they write.
things
They
like
also
that.
write things about me that are not true, that are extremely flattering.
Yes.
Like that I have decided to adopt an entire orphanage or something.
Oh, really? I
they
haven't
make
seen that.
they make stuff like that up. So I don't believe that, and I don't believe the bad stuff either. What did she say about me after
She said you were her favorite.
I
when
was
she
her
left.
favorite.
Yes, that's what she said. She was surprised by this. She found you hilarious. I saw you guys backstage. I found you hilarious.
We were funny. Yeah.
Yes, you were teasing each other.
Look, the girl was, I asked her, why are you a Trump supporter?
Mm-hmm.
Basically, I think it's because he sort of pardoned her father out of something.
Yeah, no, he pardoned her parents for fraud and basically stealing money.
Well, then,
but she believes they were innocent, of course. But she was very clear to me that that's not why. She became more aware and more on the stage in politics because of going through that. but she said she was a Republican before that.
You can be a Republican and still be anti-Trump.
Yes. No, sure.
He's not a Republican. People are getting hip to that now.
Yeah.
You see the polls; everybody's turning on him.
Yeah.
He's going to go out there tonight and right behind the 8 ball, and he knows it too, which it makes him more hyperbolic.
Mm-hmm.
He'll be bragging about not only can he read, he can run, he can walk.
All right, to clarify, her parents served 2 years for tax evasion, fraud, and conspiracy, which, obviously, it's interesting. I mean, if your family was in jail, and you knew that by going to Trump and bending the knee, you could get them out, would you
I would do
it?
Of
You
course,
would do
for
it.
my
Yeah.
family.
Yeah.
But then I would trash him afterwards.
Yeah, I mean, to be clear, she doesn't say that's what she did. She, she believes she was.
But I don't come from a family like that.
Right.
My grandfather Vincent, as a matter of fact, who was born in the 1800s, I guess, because my mother was born in 1912.
Mm-hmm.
He was such a beautiful man with white hair, and handsome and loving, and had a certain vibe about him that commanded respect. And the story goes that the mob came to him to see if they can get him to go along with and be a capo type. He said no. He said no because the man had his own morality, his own ethics. Right. That's what you need. You have to have your personal ethics.
Right. But you did say you would do whatever to get your family
That's
out.
different, though.
That's
He might have done that, too, to save his family.
Yeah.
What would you do to save your family?
Anything.
You'd have to.
No, I agree.
Right.
I agree. We had Neve Campbell on the show today.
Yes. One of the things that she did was she fought with the network and said, I need the salary that I deserve is A, B, and C.
Yeah, the movie company, not the network, but yeah, she
was a movie company, and they wouldn't give it to her, and she felt that she was valued at that price, and so she left.
She walked away.
I admired that in her.
Yes,
and I think that that's a good role model for me.
I'll keep that in mind. But she was able to. She was able to say goodbye to this role that was very, very impactful on her.
Well, it was number 7 already, right?
It was number 6 she walked away from, and then they came back to her for number 7.
Yeah, but she had already done 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, so she had plenty of money.
Yeah, sure.
So she could, that's one thing to be brave. It's another thing to be brave when you're sitting on a wad of cash.
Absolutely.
But
I still respect it.
I still respect her.
Yeah, absolutely. And she said she knew she was worth more than they were offering. Have you ever done something like that for you?
I've walked out on jobs.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, my track record is to get fired. So I'm more somebody who does things to get fired.
Yeah, you often beg me to fire you.
I do. I have begged you, and you won't do it.
I won't do it. We need you. Now, you're not really a horror movie person per se.
No.
Do you like being scared?
No.
No. Can you think of a horror movie?
The news is scary enough.
What's a scary movie you've seen?
When I was a child, there was a movie, and I don't remember the name of it, but this person could look at another person's head, a forehead, and if there was a mark on there, it meant that they were going to die.
Ooh.
And to this day, 150,000 years later, I remember that movie. So I don't think it's a great idea to show children scary movies like that because they remember them.
So I made the mistake of, my mother. I still yell at my mother for this. There was the movie Poltergeist. Do you remember that movie?
Yeah, of course.
And that movie came out when I was very young, and it was on HBO at home.
Yeah.
And I kind of wanted to watch it, but I was scared.
Yeah.
And so my mom would put it on for a minute and then change the channel, and then put it on for a minute and change the channel.
Why?
To make me jump and be scared. She was being funny.
So your mother's a bit on as far as sadist.
Apparently. Tormented me. To this day, I can't, if I turn on the TV and there's static playing, like in the Poltergeist movie, I get very jumpy. I don't like it.
How old were you?
I must have been 10.
Have you considered reporting her to Human Services or whatever?
I think I might have to. Child Protective Services.
Protective,
I'm 49 now. I feel like I should probably let it go, but I bring it up to her all the time. She denies
You don't
it.
bring you see what it is? You don't forget these things.
No, this is what you don't like about me.
They're traumatic.
Yes. This
What,
is
you don't know. You're a whataboutism type of guy. If I say to you, you're really anything, your hair is out of control today. Say, well, remember the day your hair was out of control. You're like that.
Really?
Yes.
All right. Well, I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah.
But and then my daughter I like to scare my daughter. I don't know what that is.
Well, because like mother like son.
Mother like son.
And they say the apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
No, we're sadists apparently. I don't know what that is.
My father used to tease me.
Yeah.
And teasing is a form of abuse. Just saying.
Or a form of love.
Well, he thought so.
Yeah.
He thought he was paying attention to me.
Yeah.
But he wasn't. It was like, leave me alone.
You tease me all the time. I always took it as love. Apparently not.
You're not a child.
Yeah, well. All right, speaking of movies, Kate Middleton says that watching movies with her young children has helped her navigate some hard conversations with them. So you're watching classic movies with your grandson, Luca. You've been doing this. Has it sparked any hard conversations? Because these are heavy movies sometimes you're showing him.
He's 15 this week. Mm-hmm. And he doesn't say a lot. He's a man of a few words.
Yes.
Like I wrote to him, he sent me pictures that he's been taking. He's in a photography class. And I said, those are beautiful. Thanks. That's it.
Yeah, he's a boy.
That's
just what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, the girls don't stop talking.
Yeah. But, children absorb things even if they don't speak about them. So I know that.
Do you?
I'm waiting for when he gets to the point where he really wants to talk to me.
Yeah.
Because I have a lot to tell him.
Yes. He can follow me to work, and he'll hear a lot. That'll be good. Tell me about now. Speaking of hard, awkward conversations, because this again is sparking a memory for me. The sex talk is always an awkward conversation to have with children and things like that. And I don't think I ever actually had one with my parents, but they had one of those after-school specials on.
Yeah.
And my father said, "Go up into your room, turn on channel 7,
and watch it.
Watch it. Let me know if you have any questions afterwards."
That was good.
It's something.
Well, I do think they should do sex education in the schools. It's too difficult for parents to talk to their children about it.
Did you ever have to talk to Eve, or did you?
A little bit, but not much.
Not much.
Not much. She was smart enough to figure it out.
Yeah.
Because they learned from each other. I learned it from my girlfriend Anita in my father's Coca-Cola truck. Mm-hmm. But she gave me all the information that was incorrect.
Incorrect, yeah.
Yeah, she said that when a woman is pregnant, she gets a lump in her belly, and so does the husband get a lump in his belly.
Well, sometimes. I mean, I think I put on a few the first kid.
Maybe she was talking about sympathetic, symptoms.
Yeah.
But that was wrong, what she told me, but I believed her.
I think one of the joys of having daughters is I'm putting this on my wife.
Put it on her.
You've got to have these conversations.
And the boys should be talking to their fathers.
Yeah, I think so too. And I don't really, I wouldn't know what to say.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't really understand much of it. So I'll let my wife.
My daughter was not responsive to certain. Like I'd say, "Do you believe in God?" "Oh, stop it," she'd say. Mm-hmm.
Did not want to have those conversations.
Stop interrogating me.
It's good that you have a talk show to do these things with now. You just said that when Luca's ready to talk, you have a lot to say to him.
Yeah.
What are those things?
Well, I just, there are many, many things. I lived a long life at the moment, and I have things I could impart to him about, experiences that I've had.
Do you write them down?
I have a lot of photographs, for instance.
Yeah.
Of the family, of my childhood. And I would like him to sit with me someday, and I'll tell him all about Uncle Ralph and Uncle Tony and Uncle Dickie and Aunt Rose and Aunt Sadie. They're all gone.
When you were younger,
and I feel the other day, I was watching Cinema Paradiso, and I started crying. No. I was alone in the room, and I started crying, really crying. And I thought, first of all, the music is very evocative, but on top of that, it's like my family is gone.
It's funny because, my dad passed away a couple months ago, so I've lost a little bit of the ability to find out more about my ancestry and people like that. And he told me stuff and showed me stuff, but I barely paid attention. And did you find when you were younger, you paid attention to those conversations? Did you?
Well, I was always calculating and thinking I'll use this for material someday.
Yeah, see, that's good. That's good.
My Aunt Rose was a font of material all the time. I want to ask you, the viewers something, the listeners. I have, in fact, tape of some of my family, relatives, and friends in the neighborhood, the old neighborhood in Brooklyn, where I interviewed them about 20-some-odd years ago. And they told me stuff, and they're hilarious, some of them. What should I do with those?
That's a good question. Let's see.
I don't know what to do. I write plays, and so I'll use them in my plays. Mm-hmm. I use their dialogue. But I talk about them all the time. But I don't haven't figured out how to use those exact tapes.
Would you sit for something similar with Luca or Eve or something like that?
Sure, if they ever wanted to ask me questions.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But one of the things I tell young people is talk to your parents and your grandparents while they're still with you.
Yeah.
and get information out of them that you will never know later. You just will never know.
There's just no way to find it
They used to
later.
tell me that one of my grandfathers had a nervous breakdown. I want to know why that happened and what did you do about it?
Yeah.
And he died in a mysterious way. Let me hear. I want to know.
Yeah. No, I towards my great-grandmother, before she passed, I started secretly recording her telling stories a little bit, just at table.
And now you have those, and they're treasures.
Yeah.
And as the years go on, they're valuable, even more valuable than they were when you did it.
Yeah. When we were just at the dinner table, I just turned my video on, and she was explaining how I'm descended from Lizzie Borden, which I never knew.
Well, she had dementia?
No, I really am, apparently.
No, you really are?
Yeah, apparently, according to my grandmother.
Well, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, watch out.
Now I understand you.
Watch out. 40 whacks.
But even photographs, like there's a big snowstorm going on now.
Right.
Go out in the snow and take pictures of each other in the snow.
Mm-hmm.
5-10 years from now, you'll look at the pictures and you'll get a kick out of it.
I think that's right. There was a story today on the list about how some therapists feel that there are certain phrases that parents say to kids that can be really harmful. I'm going to read you some of these.
Yeah.
Why can't you be more like your brother?
Comparative, very bad.
Yeah, a character attack, basically.
Yeah.
You're acting just like your father. Ooh.
Oh.
Yeah. My wife never says that to my daughters. You're such a disappointment.
That's terrible.
It is terrible.
Why would you say that to your own child? First of all, it's a reflection on yourself.
That's right. That's
You know,
right.
The same parent will take credit for the child's achievement and then will not take the blame for the fact that they think she's a disappointment.
And I think it's stuff like when they're like, not studying or lying or something like that. But even then,
you say to the child, look, if you don't want to study, you're never going to get into college. You don't say you're a disappointment or you're stupid or anything like that.
That's right.
A character assassination.
Agreed. And then finally, you have nothing to cry about.
Lies also.
Yes.
Look, I just told you I was crying watching Cinema Paradiso.
I let you go with that, but this is the first time I've seen you exhibiting those kind of emotions.
I'm not a public display emotion type of person.
No.
But that doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
Still water runs deep.
Do you cry secretly in your dressing room after the show? I don't.
No.
I don't see it happening.
No. No. No job has ever made me cry.
Oh, that's good.
I don't cry at jobs.
That's good. All right. Were there things that your parents said and did with you that you knew you weren't that you didn't want to repeat when you were raising Eve?
You mean secrets?
Just in general, like were there ways they raised you that you didn't want to repeat?
My father used to tease me.
Yeah.
I told you that already.
And you don't tease Eve?
No, I'm
Because
not.
you're a teaser, though. You are you like to needle people.
Only you.
Only me. It's just me. All right.
Some people are highly. You know who was very teasable? Meredith Vieira. So you're in good company.
That's lovely company.
She was able to take. She liked to be teased, as far as I could tell.
Mm-hmm.
People used to tease her all the time.
Oh, I like that.
It's a very nice quality in the fact that you can take a tease.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. I asked Sonny about this yesterday and wanted your opinion. There was a story on our Hot Topics list about a woman who had always thought oversharing in the workplace would be career suicide. But then she tried it, and she said this about what she learned. Oversharing isn't always wise, but in the right context, especially among people who already hold power, revealing something real about yourself can unlock a deeper level of trust. What do you think about that?
Just told you, I cried. You love that.
I do.
You love it. Why do you love it? Explain yourself. That's you
because
need
you
to
showed
talk.
weakness. No. No, I think it does. It makes you more relatable.
You know why? Because it's surprising.
It is surprising.
There are things about me, not everything.
Right.
I haven't told you everything about myself.
I'm getting close.
Even my husband doesn't know everything about me. Why should you?
Well, we've talked about this before, and you said you don't hold anything back from your husband. Are there things he doesn't know?
Well, a few things.
Okay. A couple secrets?
Yeah, maybe.
All right. See, this is different. We asked this before.
You can't be that, open.
No, agreed.
Yeah.
There's many things my wife doesn't know.
You have to have boundaries around you. It's very important.
Yeah. Do you ever regret oversharing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think you do.
Not really.
Yeah. Do you ever regret anything
Because I don't
ever?
overshare that. I don't really overshare.
Oh, sometimes you'll say
Like,
something.
give me an example.
You can't. You said something yesterday.
Yeah.
that
was kidding.
I know, but it was oversharing.
I know, but that's not oversharing. That's a joke.
Okay.
I should get some kind of slack for being a comedian.
You do, for sure. For
But
me,
I mean,
always.
Well, people who are watching, they know that I have a sense of humor.
Yes, you do. No, you get a lot of. I think you get a lot of leeway for being a comedian, personally.
Sometimes.
Yeah, I have to. With the guest host, I sometimes have to explain on the commercial breaks. She's a comedian.
Do you really?
Well, when you told Savannah Chrisley that Noah was a heroin addict, I had to explain that you were
that who was a heroin
Noah.
addict? Noah in the Bible.
Yes.
I said he was a heroin addict.
Yes.
Now, that's obviously not a joke because there was no such thing as heroin in those days, if
Yeah.
it even existed.
Correct. No, but you said that's why he did all those things. But he's putting those the two animals on the boat. He said he was obviously a drug addict.
I'd like to know who the pooper scooper was on that boat.
That would not be good. I would not want that job. Probably one of his kids, I guess. All right, we're going to keep moving on. Someone wrote into an advice column with the question, I hate my brother's girlfriend. Should I say something? Where do you stand on this? If a family member or a best friend's partner is someone you really dislike.
Well, why, though? The question is, why do you dislike?
Yeah.
Is it a transference? Is it a displacement? Is it something about you that she's provoking? Or he is a girl, woman?
Yeah,
or...
this person didn't say, but it's
Well, that's the first thing you
Yeah.
do is take those three fingers and point them to yourself and see why that person annoys you. If it's legitimate and the person is a psycho, then you must deal with it. But first, decide.
All right, yeah. I mean, I've done that. There's been people that my family have been involved with where I've said, like, this guy's no good. I don't like it. And I was right.
You were right.
I was right. Yeah. You know who I'm talking about.
How are you tonight?
Yeah, something like that. All right. Thank you for joining me today, Joy. Tomorrow I'll be back with Sarah Haynes, and we'll see you then. We'll have an audience tomorrow. That's exciting.
Really?
Yeah.
Why didn't we have one today?
It was still dangerous. It was deemed dangerous.
Are not dangerous for me to
No, you're
schlep in
fine.
here at my age?
Yep, you're fine.
Elder abuse.
Elder abuse.